if I'm in a bad mental state, I can't be playing a video game that's like gonna just kick my ass even more, like that will just make me rage. Like,
Yeah.
I want to hop back into Elden Ring and stuff, and Elden Ring is like the least bad of all the FromSoft games in terms of being rage inducing. But it's sometimes where it's just like, dude, it's like none of this matters. It's a video game. This is stupid. This is for kids.
Yeah.
And also I'm like, my blood pressure's like going up like crazy. And I'm like, this is not worth it. Like, I don't know. It's like,
You got to play games you enjoy, man. I mean,
like I got enough actual challenges to like really get into a challenging game where it's just like, but it's like that's the thing. And I feel like, I don't know. It's almost like an overcorrection by all of the like Manosphere or whatever people, where it's like a lot of those guys like Hamza or whatever. And like all these guys where it's like, I get what they're saying, bro, but it's like, it's like, they're like, oh, just quit playing video games entirely, bro, because most of the people that they're marketing to and their audience is just people that are like way, way, way too deep into it, where they're just like playing Fortnite for like 8 hours a day. And it's like, at least Dark Souls, after a while, it ends. Or Skyrim ends. There's an end credit screen, and then you're like, okay, cool, I'm done with this now. But with like all these multiplayer games or like MMOs and stuff like that, it's just a never-ending content pipeline that just will suck you in forever. And it's like, I feel it like there's a lot of people that probably should just like quit video games cold turkey. But it's like, I don't know. To me, that's like quitting movies, where it's just like, yeah, movies are a waste of time, but like,
it's like, what am I going
so
to
is
do?
a lot of
Just,
shit though.
like, have complete abstinence from all forms of media, art, entertainment, just so I can become the pure ultimate Giga Chad. I'm like, no.
I mean,
I'm gonna play
yes.
some fucking video games.
It's 100% true. If I didn't play Skyrim, and all the hours of the last few weeks that I spent playing Skyrim, I spent like working out and playing guitar. That's ultimately better for me.
So I was actually watching a little bit of Destiny, and he was talking to Dr. K, like Healthy Gamer GG.
Oh yeah,
he's
yeah.
like a psychiatrist
Yeah,
or
I've
something.
I've seen shit.
And they were talking about how, like, through the course of history, like, no matter what man has done to like communicate to each other, like, as men, we all like seem to like face these roadblocks, these problems in our lives. And Destiny's like, oh yeah, like I wonder if there's like somebody could just like write a like shortcut or a cheat sheet on like how to have like a healthy relationship, or how to deal with like a parent or something that you like don't really like, and shit like that. And I don't know, I can't help but think that what were you just saying?
About quitting video games or whatever.
Yeah, so I think no matter what you do, like, you can't feel like guilty essentially about the things that you partake in, because no matter what happens in life, and no matter like how many shortcuts you take to like avoid pain or misery, you're gonna hit like a point where you're suffering from something. So it's like, might as well just enjoy it and not cause more suffering for yourself, right? Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, video games, to me, my justification for video games, I'm like, well, I'd rather spend an hour playing Skyrim than an hour just scrolling through Instagram reels and like truly burning my brain cells.
Yeah.
Because some of these fucking reels lately, they're funny, but where it's just like, some of them are just the most like schizoid nonsense, where they just, the ones recently where they just play like every sound effect at the same time, where it's just like, oh hell no, oh my god, oh bro, like bro, it's like, what like they just do all those like sound effects at the same time, and it's like the Hanna-Barbera cartoon sound effects. It's like I'm like, I can't listen to this anymore. It's like just burning my brain. It's like I'm dropping several IQ points every day. So I'm like, you know what? Video games aren't that bad in comparison to that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think happiness in general can come from like building conscious positive habits. And if video games is one of those things that you get enjoyment out of, then it's like, that's fine, but you can't have like that love-hate relationship with it where you're like, oh no, I'm spending too much time. This is a shitty kid's game. I'm like wasting my life away. It's like, no, you either like games or you don't, and fucking you can like use them in the time that you want, or you can just not. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. People make so much of it when it's like, just
Yeah, I
enjoy
mean,
the
I
thing in
think
the
it's-
time that you have to enjoy
right.
the thing.
I also think it's easier to allocate time to play video games versus like social media can pop up and rot your brain at any point throughout the
Yes.
day.
Yes.
So it's like, you know, like you can get caught in the warp hole in the middle of your day and you're like, fuck, what was I doing? Whereas like if I'm playing, especially if I'm playing like Dark Souls, like, or like, because that's the game I've been playing. So that's why I'm referring to that. But it's like, if I'm playing a video game, I'm going to play it at the end of the day usually. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to play until not, you know, up to slightly before I go to bed. But again, you're also, you know, I think video games, you know, they used to say like, oh, video games rot your brain. And it's like, dude, Instagram rots your brain way worse, man, especially with
so.
all the ass and titties on there. Like, bro, that shit has gotten